from the dung heap, everybody. These are my friends. A lot of them.
Friends.
There he is. Hi, sweetie.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
And we're live. Hello. SPTV. Hello, you're singing and dancing?
Yeah. I'm doing my own Christina Aguilera background noises.
Oh, wow. Are you crocheting?
Yes, of course. Always crocheting, making little body thetans of any kind of yarn I find.
I'm making Rodney's little ones. I had a special request for mini ones, so that's what I've been doing. Oh,
right. Those are easy too. I need to get some more goldenrod colored yarn so I can join in and make some of those too.
Yeah.
We need lots of little Rodneys.
I did write down a pattern, sort of. So maybe we can work on those together. Okay. Hi. So this is Feral Cheryl. You need no introduction, I'm sure, but I want to just put up your channel anyways. You are live on your channel as well. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to streaming with you again. You know, it's been like almost 3 months that we streamed together.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not a whole lot has changed, unfortunately.
No, well, it kind of got a bit spicier, if anything, but yeah, no.
And there's Cheryl's channel, at Feral Cheryl on the Loose. So head on over there and give her a like and a subscribe and hang out, say hello to her mods as well. So yeah, so here we are. Okay, before I give you the floor and just ask you what, you can say whatever you want today. This is all about you. But one thing I want to tell you, okay, I cannot stop thinking about the interview that you did with Aaron Smith-Levin on Growing Up in Scientology a few weeks ago. And there's one thing that sticks in my mind, and I'm going to try not to cry. But when you were talking about how your father, who was a Scientologist and then an Indie and then a Scientologist again, whatever, and how he could be so exacting and cruel. He never really wanted to have children, but he decided that your mother needed a wee bit of havingness, and that if you ever wrote a book, it would be called A Wee Bit of Havingness, and that was you. Well, I want you to know, I'm here to say that this community has a huge bit of havingness because of you. And we all love you so much.
Thank you, Marilyn. Well,
it's
really
true.
Because
sorry to make you cry already, but
no, well, that's my button. I've always felt unloved and just thrown to the side. Oh my God, you guys. And I've got to say, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Because this past year, like I said, I didn't think I was going to be around for long. And I mean that in a not so good way. But you guys have all given me a purpose. You've opened up a part of my life I've never been able to share with anyone that really hurt me a lot. Obviously, that wee bit of havingness that he called me has always been like, it really hurt. It really hurt. So I've always felt like, when Laura was screaming at her dad in the middle of the street, that's what the gap, the void between me and my dad, me always screaming, Dad, I love you, and him just walking away, not giving a crap. So I really appreciate you said that, because it's my journey of healing has been about being worth something to someone, and that someone is me.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate. I've gotten so much love from people in this community that don't know me, but they're just like me too. There's a lot of people out there just like me, and I appreciate the love. It's that we really do have a loving community here. This healing side of it. Thank you, Marilyn. That really wow.
I've been thinking about that for a few weeks now, and I wanted to tell you that, and I didn't know how that would go over, but I just needed to tell you.
No, that's as they say in Scientology. That's my button. That was my ruin. Is never being good enough, just being something to distract yourself with, you know. Well, yeah, my dad wasn't the kindest. He was quite brutal, and he would just say it right to your face and just cut you down. That's who he was, a Scientologist. He had to tell you exactly what was on his mind, and if you asked him any question, he would answer you with a very straight answer, and sometimes it would cut you to the core. And he called me a wee bit of havingness a couple of times. I gave your mother a wee bit of havingness. You know, she was kind of annoying him because he wanted to do Scientology, and she's like, "Why are you spending all day there? We've got a kid." And just here's some
right. You were her thing, right? That he gave her to keep her occupied.
And then she was annoyed at me now because now she had this thing to take care of and she couldn't do her own thing. So yeah, it was just not great. But yeah, that'll be the name of my book if I ever write one.
Well, like I said, I mean, you are so valuable to all of us, and you've given us a lot of havingness and happiness. And if anyone hasn't seen, I had so much fun doing that thumbnail with all your different little characters. I couldn't even fit them all.
Oh my God, I'm so schizophrenic. What's going on here?
No, I love it. I love it. And even though, you know, we're crying to start.
Right.
We can
a wee bit of emotion.
Yeah.
No, I love this community. It's brought me a lot of healing because I've been able to let out a part of myself that was kind of locked in. I couldn't share with anyone, and I didn't realize there were people out there that would understand me, understand that part of my life. Meeting other ex-Scientologists. That's the best part, because the only people I knew were people who were either indies, you know, they were still in Scientology, but people that are actually out living life. And it's great. It's great because I'm healing with them and I'm really enjoying it. Having fun too, having lots of fun doing it. Because I think that's the best. That's the best part of healing is the laughter. Laughter is the best medicine, and you gotta laugh. Even if you're crying, you gotta laugh.
Yep. Julia says, I love her style of protesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I do try and, like, I know I've yelled. My protesting's changed a bit in the past year. At first, I would just get out there and yell because I was an angry child, angry at Scientology, angry that they took my dad, angry that they destroyed the family. So I would go out there and I'd kind of be I was angry. But now I've mellowed out a lot more. Now I just say things to them that I know they understand.
Yeah.
That either they would find humorous. I don't want to be horrible and hurtful to anyone. I don't think we're getting anywhere doing that. But, you know, I just hope that I can inject a little humor and they give us these dirty looks when the public Scientologists walk by. They give us these nasty, dirty looks. And I'm like, oh, I remember you from my time track. Give me my lawnmower back. And they're like, it's so funny. It's really, really funny. Oh, thank you, Julia. Thank you.
That sweet. Everyone's showing their love.
And with Dusty, is just he wanders off. So most of the time I'm left there by myself. He's hilarious, though. I love Dusty. And Erin's now brought out, we've got Tommy Cruise with us.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And there's another protester, I can't remember, that has a channel. Can't remember the name. Oh, is
Jamie
that
Castro?
Yeah.
Hey, Danny. He's a new one. Hi, Stace.
Good to see everybody.
Always ready.
With the spatula.
Always ready. That's the traveling spatula. This is the traveling one that Dusty bought, so when we travel, I can take it with me because the gold one remains here at the altar.
Right. Yeah, the golden spatula. Denise is right. If we want them to come out of the cult, they have to be shown that we're the kinder, better option. Yeah.
So they already see. I know how they think, and Scientologists, they don't just dislike you or think you're an annoyance. They really like hate you. That's the thoughts and emotions that are put. You are a loser, degraded being, piece of crap, standing out there. You're a big Jerry. Talking like that against my religion. You know, they really do just loathe the hell out of us. So I already know how they feel about me. So I may as well just make them giggle or say something that will make them think, you know, I like to yell at them. Your doubts are valid. Are you in a condition of doubt? Are you in debt? You know, just little things like that.
Hey, Ellen. Good to see you.
Hi, Alan. Oh, is Alan stateside now?
He will be in a few days, or tomorrow, the next day. And I don't know if you know, but Duncan and I are going to visit them. Hey, you're awake, yay! Hey, sweetie.
Hey,
your honey's here too. Yeah, so we are traveling out to Springfield, Ohio soon.
Oh, how lovely.
Visit them, and by way of Buffalo, because I guess that's halfway. So Duncan booked a night in right next to. I've never seen Niagara Falls. Have you ever seen it?
No,
we're going to stop at Niagara Falls and stay at a place right next to. It's like 2-minute walk from the boardwalk in Niagara National Park. So we're going to stay there. We might as well stop, and because it would be like a 12-hour drive if we drove all the way. So, then on the way back, we're probably going to meet up because it'll be the weekend. We'll probably meet up with Clearwater Chad. So,
right, because isn't he around the Buffalo area?
Yeah, he lives near Buffalo. Yeah, so I'm excited.
That's so cool. Oh, I love when we're out in the wild. I love SPTV.
So we're planning on most likely, don't tell Scientology, but we're gonna try to hit up the Columbus org. We'll see. So I get to protest for change, and maybe we'll even get to see the Buffalo org. We'll see.
Oh, how exciting! I'm so excited for you. That's great.
Oh my God, I'm all ears. Where did this come from? The first time here, I'm only here for Cheryl, my patroness. It's just somebody from the UK loving this blonde lady. Oh, thank you. Well, I'll be back. Oh, don't threaten me.
That person's going to be a Brit. Absolutely.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're talking about people's ears and body parts.
I'm sorry, but Aaron has the most gorgeous ears. They're beautiful ears. You could say something about his little finger or his feet, but no, not his ears.
I've never actually seen him in person. So, but I don't know. I'm not really an ear person. So I'm kind of like, he said, put a 1 in the chat if I have beautiful ears. And I put a 1, but I was like, you owe me $20, dude. Like, where are my $20 at?
I don't even think I've looked at his ears.
A girl. Oh, she's so sweet.
From the orb, the shiny orb.
Usually where you see a girl, you see Eric Rader. Is he around?
Yes.
I don't see him yet.
Hey, yeah, he's probably still having his.
Oh my God. Well, this is fun already. Yeah. Okay. Well, we cried. We got that out of the way, hopefully. But
there might be more.
It amazes me how many things we have in common. I forget because when we popped on backstage, we're both crocheting, and then you said, "Oh, the fibro's acting up." I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah, the fibromyalgia." Anything like stress, weather changes, allergies, all of it just sets me off. And lately, has not been fun.
No, well, I started getting sick after. Things started. Someone kicked off in November, and the stress that brought on made me really ill. So I went back to the doctor, and I said, can I get some more shots? I need some more of those SGB shots, please. Can I get some more shots? Would you please? Can I get some more? And they're like, yeah, in January. I'm like, I could really use them now, but okay. Because it had taken a toll on me and I decided to pull back and hide.
I noticed you were kind of quiet, so I harassed you as friends do. Like, where are you? You okay?
You were getting harassed, Natalie.
Well, no, I harassed you because I was like, where are you? I want to make sure you're okay.
Right.
And you're like, I'm hiding, I'm okay.
Even my closest friends were like, what's going on? Are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just sitting here crocheting, just minding my own business, watching.
You were making those hats. You were just feverishly making those really cute hats.
Yeah, because I had so much anxiety, even a body Thetan wasn't enough. I had to get into something that really, was a puzzle to my mind because I was really getting upset. It was making me physically ill. And of course, I have autoimmune illness just like you. A tiny bit of stress or a change in the barometric pressure, and I have to go lie down. I cannot move. My head hurts. My body aches. Everything's cramping and twitching and twisting. It's not fun. So I thought maybe she would ride things out and things would get a little better. And then the new year happened. I had so many ideas. I was going to make so many videos. I had a list of stuff. And then the new year happened and things went poop again. And I just, nope, I'm not coming out of my hole. Because people really started attacking us even more. And I just hid. I thought, okay, I can't deal with this. Because I was actually very ill. I was on medication. It had really affected me to the point where I was literally sick. So I went and had my SGB shots and I'm okay. And I'm okay. I needed them. Each shot, now I've had 6 of them. Each shot, I think, compounds the last one. I'm still not feeling great. My body's still just, this is from the trauma from childhood. It turned the epigenetic autoimmune illness on, and I'm always ill. But lately, the bloody weather here, because of the steam and the heat's come back. It's low level. Wow. Yeah, it's kind of I can feel
freezing and snowy here.
I mean, it's nice in the evenings. It gets chilly, but it feels hot to me during the day again. I've got the air on again.
Humid. Yeah.
It's just I've been feeling really, really not well. And, but it also helped me come through in my own head, realizing some things about how actually I'm doing pretty damn good. I'm still here. I'm not having thoughts. I'm looking forward to protesting on Friday again.
Good. Yeah.
So, things are good. Everything's fine. And, so I want to explain something too.
Okay.
From all of my healing, one thing that heals is art, is making things. I love art.
Yep.
I own Michael's. My house looks like Michael's, basically. So I make things.
I like Michael's too.
Right? Oh my God. I need to marry whoever owns that place. Male, female, whoever. I need to just marry them or buy lots of
You got to marry Michael.
Michael, Michaela, whoever. Because it's ridiculous. So I make things just for myself to heal. And one thing that I have in the house, and all of my girlfriends, when they come in, because all my friends, they're all effed up too. They come in the house and they go, yeah, that.
I love that. Aw. That's amazing.
Now that is a lyric also from Alanis Morissette, one of Alanis Morissette's songs. But remember your divinity. Every day, I forget that I am actually worth something. So every day I wake up, I see that. I'm like, yeah, boom, big minge energy. Yes. And that means something naughty. Sorry, Marilyn. I just said something naughty.
It's all good. It's not after dark, but that's okay. It's after dark somewhere. Swedish Andrea, creativity heals the soul. Yes.
Right? And that reminds me that each one of us, we are divine. Each one of us has, and we should respect each other, even if we find the other to be ridiculous or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, each one of us has a little spark of divinity inside of us, and we should respect that, right?
Yeah.
Right. So started getting attacked in November and started getting texts from this one particular person who just seems to have lost the plot. And so I would just text back, I really care about you, and what you're doing is you're hurting yourself. I remember being where you are, and I wish I just care about you, like you're hurting us too. I really care about you. You need to stop this. And then she stopped texting because she couldn't fight with me. She wanted someone to fight with and call names and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I screenshotted all her texts, and I was trying to send them to my computer so I could print them out because I prepared a canvas. I wanted to put all of those texts on there. Like, wow, what the hell is going on? Now, what I didn't get them sent to my computer. Instead, I sent them all back to her, and she just went off. Look at you trying to send my text to people. I'm like, I've not sent your screenshotted text to anyone. These are for me. I showed her my canvas. I go, I prepped a canvas just for you, girl. Just for you. Anyway, I never got the texts sent over to my computer so I could print them out and make art with them.
Yeah.
Instead, I realized, damn, I've really grown. Because I'm not doing what she's doing. That's what I used to do.
Right.
Holy crap. I have compassion and kindness, and I've reached a point in my healing, and you don't know how excited that made me. So in the whole canvas, right in the middle of it in tiny, it says, I've grown. I've grown. That's my art for
I love that. Yeah.
So I've got to be grateful to her in a way, because I've realized in myself how much I've healed. I used to do like what she's doing. That's why I understand kind of where she is. I don't condone any of the behavior, but I know where she's at.
Yeah.
Only I didn't let mine go on like that. I did something about it because it's really uncomfortable. It makes you sick. It makes all my anger made me sick. Or the autoimmune illnesses I have, it wasn't just the trauma that was put on me as a child. It's also how I dealt with it. And you kind of have control over that. You don't have control over the other people, but you do have control over yourself.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it is in how you react. You know, that reactive mind.
Yeah.
It's in how you deal with it. Now, of course, still within me is Kilburn High Street girl that just wants to take her earrings off, tie her hair back, and yank your lights out and slap you silly with them.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't have that in me anymore. Now it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's good. That's going to take a while, girl. The place you're at right now, it's going to take a while. It's going to take you a while. So all I can say, what she needs, I'll take her through a guided meditation if she wants, but she needs a little third eye. She needs a little third eye.
Oh, I need those.
Oh my God, my house is covered in googly eyes. But she needs a little third eye reflection. I'll take her through a guided meditation if she wants home.
Yeah, we need some laughter.
I'm trying to be kind right now because it's been rough. I'm trying to be kind.
Yeah, and there's a balance. It's like I love what you're saying, because it's like I'm to the point where I can kind of step back and give myself permission to not react, but respond in a mature way without feeling like I have to always be silent too, because there was this extreme of, putting baby in the corner and not being able to a
Yeah.
hug-a-thon. Yes.
Yeah.
Not being able to respond at all, and just kind of like in the cult, I wasn't able to assert myself at all, So then when I got
Right.
out of the cult, I was just like, what? Like you, like ripping my earrings off and just being like fighting Irish and all this. And now it's like there's a balance. And yeah, I can take a lot, but then, like we were talking about earlier, it's just enough's enough. And it's like I feel like I don't want to be in hiding like you say you
Yeah.
were.
I'm not hiding
I was
anymore. I'm just not.
I was stuffing
You
it
can tell
down.
me anyway.
I was stuffing it down, and I was like,
Yeah.
I went from going live on average pretty much a day, maybe taking 1 or 2 days off a week, sometimes doing 2 a day, to now I barely could like drag my carcass to the sea twice a week,
Right.
because
And it shouldn't be like that, because I thought we were part of the community who are healing. We're healing each other. I mean, I don't like toxic positivity. Trust me, I hate that shit. Don't give me that. I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to be around people who, because most of us have some kind of trauma or other. And my trauma isn't better than yours, or your trauma isn't worse than anyone else's. We've all been through something, right? So this community, I feel, is one where a lot of good people who have been through it also want to just heal together, just want to see good stuff come out of this. So much ugliness has come out of Scientology. It destroys families, it destroys people, it destroys bank accounts, it destroys everything. It's just a destroying machine. So we need to have a part that's a healing part of cultish cultish movements. I don't even know if I said that right. You know what I mean?
I always say I feel like we're healing like on camera before everyone's eyes, and you're not an ex-Scientologist, but you've been through. I mean, you're even closer to it than I am, because your father was immersed in it and you were immersed in it as a kid. Trauma Olympics is canceled. Yes, and I feel like every aspect of my life, finances, everything was touched and kind of destroyed too. So we had to. I feel like I'm still rebuilding. Years later, Cheryl's so wise. Yes, she is. So. Yeah, I feel like
healing is a journey. Once you've been traumatized, that trauma is now recorded inside of you. So it's always going to be there. You can't just hide around, you're going to have to deal with it. So I forgot what I was going to say there, but it was really good. Dang it.
It's okay. You'll get it back, I'm sure.
I know, it'll come back to me. I'm getting so excited about this, but healing isn't linear. Once you've been hurt, you need to learn to live with that hurt. And like everyone says, healing takes time. Time will help with all healing. Well, it does. That and a little wisdom. So we need to like concentrate on that, because that's the good part of things. And it's not linear. You will always have a healing journey. I'm going to be healing for the rest of my life. And every step I'm finding out things about myself, and healing as I go along. Healing is not linear. None of us will ever heal at the same rate, the same things, the same way. You just have to be aware that you're on that journey, and you're always searching for the next thing that's going to help you, that's going to make you feel at peace. Being at peace, that's what healing is. It's not sitting there regurgitating crap and screaming for 10 hours. It's healing is being at peace, is going, I don't feel that so much anymore. That's great. Okay, now I can focus on other things. Right. Energy flows where focus goes. What are you focusing on? If you keep focusing on that one stupid little thing, your whole life is just going to revolve around that.
Yep.
So where do you want your energy to go? Do you want it to go towards being pissed off all day long and mad at people and looking up messages and fucking now look what they fucking, or like, holy shit, okay, I'm going to go have a cup of tea, go take some fresh air.
Zena Marlene, everybody.
Oh. Okay, so now how should I respond to this? All right, I need another fucking 10 minutes because I'm gonna. Okay, you know what I mean? Because we're all just human, and we're all healing. We're always going to be healing. Those of us that have been hurt, we're always going to be healing. Just
you,
at every
Adrian.
step, it's less and less. That's all. Or you find other things you can, that please you or make you feel like a human.
Hey,
Caladacy, Donna, Caladacy, are you from here?
Oh, I know. It looks very tropical.
I know that looked a bit too much like home. That looked like just up the road.
I should show you what it looks like here. It's all snowy. It's crazy. I hear Duncan outside with the shoveling and all that. It's nuts.
I mean, the heat is it's horrible. But I'm sorry, I would rather live in this than be up. Everyone posting pictures of snow. It's like, no. Why are you there? Why are you living there?
It's pretty until like mid to late February. It starts getting like dirty, and you're just done with it. And all the fun holidays are over with, except for St. Patrick's Day, where you just drink, right? But after Valentine's, hey kitty.
He's like, you're not paying attention to me, so I'm just gonna walk right in front.
I was looking for a picture of your cat to put in your thumbnail. Couldn't find it.
He's been biting my feet. I'm trying to. I know I can't play. He's like, I want to play right now. He's having Zoom time.
God. Remember during the pandemic and all that, I had so many Zoom meetings that I had to do for the nonprofit that I run, and oh my God, whenever there was like a cat, like you would jump right on people's keyboards. I would live for those moments, and everyone else would just be like ignoring it. And I'm like, oh, little kitty, what's its name? And all that. And I was totally disruptive because, I mean, I really live vicariously through other people's cats because I really wish I could have a cat.
Oh, are you allergic?
Well, no, Duncan's really highly allergic, and my kids are. Carter is like off the charts allergic.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
No, I've always lived with cats. I've always had a cat, and this one, he's nuttier than a bag of nuts. This one, he really is. He's so funny. Oh, and he just attacks me all the time. I'm covered in boo-boos. He jumps out at me. Yeah, he's like, you remember the Pink Panther movie? And he had his butler. When the Pink Panther guy would come home, he'd walk in his apartment, and the butler guy would jump out and attack him. Of course, it's Dusty. Every time I'm on a live, Dusty has to call.
It's time for me to make Cheryl's phone ring. Oh, he knows you're live.
Yeah, see, that's why he's doing it. He's doing it on purpose. He's such a...
Oh, Jesus.
See, I'm sorry. I love my Clearwater crew. We're such a bunch of wallies. I just love it. It's so freaking funny. I love Kitty Cat. He's crazy. He's absolutely...
I know. I was legit looking for a picture of him to put on the thumbnail. And body things too. I'm like, I'm sure I could find those, but then I ran out of room. So...
I know. I loved it. I laughed so hard when I saw it. I'm like, oh my God, look at me. I need medication. So late. Oh God, that was so funny. Dusty, you're such a... Just wait till tomorrow. I'm going to You
got to get back at him somehow.
So funny.
Oh my God.
Eric Rader's another who will uplift and support. Eric Rader. Yeah. I love Eric Rader.
Eric. I'm glad you're here.
He's part of the healing part of this.
He's always very positive. Yeah. And Dusty is so sweet. Yeah, and always Dusty there to help.
Was helping before he jumped in to do Scientology First Amendment auditing. He was helping people out of a Mormon situation.
Really?
So,
wow, I didn't know that.
He was already doing stuff like, what we're doing. Cato, that's it. Cato, that was the name of the butler. And he would come out and just jump out of the closet, fight with him and attack him. Every time he came home, he would have to his butler would attack him, and it was just to keep him on his toes, That's what my cat's like. He's Cato. Cato the cat.
You would swear I had a cat looking at my shins because, I'm all scratched up. As soon as I get home, the dogs are like, Mama!
And little pommies have those nails. Oh,
Yeah, we have to get them clipped again, and well, we'll send them to Haley's house. She'll clip their nails for them because they're gonna have to stay there for 5 nights while we're gone. So
right.
they hang out with their parents. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's a whole palm parade there. It's so cute. And they
that's
come
so.
home exhausted. They are so
Oh,
tired
really?
because they run in the yard, run and run and run. And they're not used to that much exercise here. So
Oh no,
they
that's
just
so
chase
good
each
for
other all the
them.
time.
Dusty Yoda
Yoda.
dispenser.
I love that. That's funny. Oh my God.
So good. I'm gonna call him that.
Well, I
That's
really
it.
needed this today. I don't know if you listened to Nellie's stream. She's just so upbeat. She had me laughing my ass off. And then her little speaking of phones, her little cult hotline phone is so funny. And
With a
then
ring, ring.
having
Oh no, we've all got one of them. Oh, what do you want, David? Bug off. I'm not talking to you. Not today. I'm not talking to short people on Thursdays. Thank you. Bye.
oh my God.
That's going to be in a TikTok I'm doing soon to
Oh
follow up
really?
on the
Oh
other
my
ones I
God.
did with the Xenu. Oh, Marilyn, it's just getting me in trouble, that Xenu hat. The crochet Xenu hat.
You know what's really funny? I was looking at the stream that we did. The last kind of long stream that we did together was in October. It was right before Halloween, and I did a giveaway. I was working on the very beginnings of the Xenu hat, not knowing that you would end up with it.
Oh wow!
And I gave out a mug to whoever guessed first, like what I was making, and it was so funny because it ended up being yours. I was like, that's so cool.
Funny. See, that's why when I arrived at Natalie's house and she's like, "Oh, there's a box there. We'll unbox that in a live." It's from Marilyn, and my head just spun immediately. I'm like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is." And yeah, so well, see, and that's in January. I had all these videos and all these TikToks and all these shorts I wanted to make, and then that all kind of went by the wayside there for a bit. But I'm back, and I'm just gonna, just pull on my big girl panties. They're all bitching about me anyway, so I may as well just come out and just do my thing and just do it. Just do it.
Yep.
And I need to stand up for my friends too, because you're a beautiful human, and Aaron is a good person, and Jenna is a good person, and Heather and the kids and George and everyone I know on this side.
Other George. I mean, it just breaks my heart
George,
that
my Dusty,
like I want everybody to come back.
And I understand the internet does its thing. It's cruel. But come here, say it to my face. How about that? How about you come and say that to my face? Try saying it. Come say that to my face. Do you need me to come there? I will come there. I will pay a ticket for you to say what you just said to my face. But see, that's the old me. And she's still in there. She's still in there. That's Kilburn Cheryl. Kilburn I Street. Don't come for me.
I'm always trying to strike a balance. And, I've gone back and forth to being like, forget it. I'm just going away. I'm just going to go, I don't know what. Join some other group or something. But there you go. Third eye.
Yeah, you just got to, I just got to put my big girl panties on and come out here and just say my part and just be honest. Because it's unfair. Like the other night, someone said, "Oh, she's at it again." And the minute I went on her stream, what's the first thing? As soon as I took, she's saying my name.
Yeah.
Cheryl, because she's, what did I do now? I'm just sitting here.
We jumped on a stream. We're like, me and you, yay, cheating. Like, what? Like, what? I don't even recall being there.
I know, neither do I.
You and I are the ones. Yeah, we're the bad ones. We're
the guy who hands out Oscars, what's his name? DOA. Yeah, he should be handing out Oscars. Are there any good actors anywhere? I would like to see some good actors. Give away an award to someone you appreciate for a change. How about that? Be a little positive. Yeah. Another one that keeps mentioning my name. I don't even know the guy. Okay, well, all right. You'll love me so much. Okay, I'll make an appearance. What do you want?
Yeah, well,
Well, come say that to my face.
I pick my battles. I'm just kind of like, well, whatever. If like I always say, if people only give me credit for things I don't say,
It's just
then they give me shit for the things I do say.
Amen, sis. Amen. Absolutely. Because you don't want to know what's going on inside my head. You really don't.
Yeah.
Because it would, it would be censored. But yeah, no, I'm just trying, I've been through enough trauma in my life. I just want to enjoy life, and, life brings all kinds of things throws at us all the time. You just have to be able to get through them without losing your veritable crap. And because it makes you sick too. You get ill if you're constantly, it really, it does. It makes you sick. I believe in spiritual illnesses. I really would like to do a live stream about that one day. For example, like I held on to a secret because of my childhood. And what was the one thing that suffered? Where was my main injury, my main pain? In my throat, my throat chakra. I never spoke out. And it caused a deficiency in the bones, and I lost the whole disc, and it was bone on bone. My arm was paralyzed. My throat, where did they go in? At my throat.
Oh my God.
I've never felt supported. So my spine's a mess because I've never felt supported by anyone, by a family. So I know when my back's hurting is because I'm feeling unsupported. And it's weird, but I got into Reiki, and as a massage therapist, I feel like I started, not a gift really, because I'm not that good. Like a lot of people that do Reiki, I can see things and I can see aura. I can't see any of that shit. But I'm really good at like instinctual hidden injuries. This one guy came in and I kept feeling a dip on his left side, and his left side's his feminine side. Like his right side was really strong, his male side, but his left side, there was this dip. I don't know, I just felt this dip in his energy. And I'm like, are you having problems with a woman right now? Well, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then he did blah, 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 blah. This whole thing came out. He goes, I didn't realize she was causing me so much. Well, it's causing you physical problems. So you might need to go out there and like give her a call and resolve whatever it is, because if not, you're just going to be back in here with the same crap. Just I've done stuff like that. And I'm not even trying to be woo-woo or anything, but I really do believe in spiritual illness.
I believe there's something out there. Yeah.
Right?
What you're talking about earlier about the energies. Like I do believe in that. There's something.
See, I do believe in energies. I do believe I'm connected to people and I can read their mind. I know when they're thinking about me. They come into my mind. Has that ever happened to you guys? Like all of a sudden, someone you haven't spoken to in months pops into your head and you're like, I really need to speak to them. Next thing, they're calling you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just thinking about you. They're like, yeah, I've been thinking about you this past week because blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh.
Well, Google does that. Google and Facebook do that to me all the time. I'll be like, oh, my heel hurts. I think my plantar fasciitis is acting up again. All of a sudden, every ad I see is like, whoa, they read my fucking mind?
Yes. Yeah.
Nick and I were talking about Niagara Falls last night, and then all of a sudden, everything on the internet is Niagara Falls.
That does worry me. That is, yeah. Google, the AI thing. But hey, as long as they know what I like and they give it to me, then AI can do what it wants, as long as it does that.
I gotta put this comment up. It's so cute. Sarah from Great Britain. Comment, Cheryl, as a fellow Brit, just remember to use your manners, and you can say whatever you need to say. Yeah, it sounds nice and polite.
See, as long as and that's it. As Brits, we are right. You got to have your manners. You got to have that's like keeping your TRs in. You got to have mind your manners.
Even your insults sound very genteel and proper.
Really? Like when I was little, My mom would, put a coat on, it's cold. And if I was going to someone else's house, mind your manners. If always, when you go into someone else's house, make sure you behave. Mind your manners every time.
Yeah,
Oh,
Haley was so Haley was so friendly, and she would, when she was little, she would just say anything to anyone, and I was always afraid that she would like just go off with someone that was like, "Hey, you want to take a ride or a candy or whatever?" And I was like, and I would never let her like even go to the neighbors. I was so paranoid because my trauma when I was little, and I'd be like, we'd go somewhere, and I'd be like, "Okay, let's be super polite and a little bit shy," because I was always afraid that she would like. Usually, kids you don't want them to be shy, but she was just so non-shy that I was so afraid that she'd either say something ridiculous or she'd go off with strangers. So then she's like, "Mom." She remembers it. She's like, "Mom, remember we used to say be super polite and a little bit shy?"
Well, yeah. I grew up in the 70s when we were just, let outside. When I raised my kid, I didn't let her out of my eyesight. She could play outside in the front. If she veered off to the side, hey, where are you going? Where are you doing?
Well, by the time you have your third, though, they're eating over a ton of dirt a day.
Right. As long as there's the oldest one looking after there. You're good? All right. No one's bleeding? All right, good. Nothing's on fire? Excellent.
Steve Spiria said pinky up, so we'll do a Zini Marlene with our pinky up.
Ooh, yes. It's a big heavy cup, so I can't hold it with one hand. Wait.
Duncan brought this home from Alaska for me. You can barely see the Alaska, but pretty.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, he's got a huge one. He likes big troughs.
Did he have a good time in Alaska?
Oh, he had a blast. Yes, he met a certain CO Bilf guy.
I'm so jealous.
I was so jealous. I know. I was like, that's not fair. Yeah, they went to the Arctic Circle. Well, Duncan and his brother took a van trip to the Arctic Circle. It sounded so scary and so cold. It was like, I don't know, 30 below zero up there. Just insane. Okay. Whatever.
See, that to me, that scares the hell out of me. Imagine being there. It's nothing but pure silence. Nothing but white
ice. Yeah.
For miles. Ice for miles.
Yeah. And the road was so narrow. Like he took some video and I was like, oh my God, no, thank you. I'm glad I didn't go.
What if it snows while you're there and on the way back you can't see the road? And now, see, that to me is a horror movie. It looked, and the cold, I don't think, minus 30.
Yeah. Hey, Carrie Ann.
Hi,
hey, Carrie Ann.
Hey, Carrie Ann. I know, I love saying that. Hey, Carrie. I know Cobilf is an absolute freaking legend from the chat, and I would love
Cobilf. We just say Bilf. Hey, Bilf.
Bilf.
He's in your chat. He's cheating on me. He's in your chat.
Oh,
that's cute. That's okay.
I can't tell who's in whose. Yeah, I can't. Oh, James Steele, I can't imagine the silence. Not with my 115 personalities. That's what I mean. Do not leave me alone with my thoughts. Don't. I can't. And like, if you're at least in sand dunes, if you're in the desert, at least you can ride the sand.
I'm honored. Thank you. Aw, he's so sweet.
You can have fun. But in the snow, oh no, I don't know.
Oh, Dunk's. Oh, he's up at the A-frame, I think, but he's listening. Roads were all ice from a rainstorm freeze up. It's so a bit scary. Yeah, and they gave him a 4-wheel drive SUV, but with no snow tires, just like summer tires.
But it's Alaska. So, how do they not all just have snow
I don't know.
tires?
I don't know. But it did come with a heater for the engine, because I guess you can't get anywhere, without a heater on your engine because it'll just freeze up.
Yeah. Right. The car will freeze up. The car.
Yeah.
I was watching something about Greenland, of course, recently, and people that live there and people that live in the Arctic Circle, they have to keep their cars running all night. They can't turn their cars off. If not, they won't work in the morning. No, thanks. I can't. No. I can't. I couldn't do that. Jersey Jen, that's why I can't do meditation. I need to stay out of my head. Exactly. Well, okay. So this is where meditation beat I haven't done it in a while, but I used to meditate a lot, all the time. And it really did. That's the part of my healing that helped me, was silencing my brain. Now, it took me a long time because I've got the constant
So
chat.
my mind's always racing. Yeah.
It was insane. But the Abraham Hicks lady said, hey, my brain was like that. And I sat down just every day for 5 minutes, just started meditating. And then all of a sudden it went to 10 minutes and then 15 minutes. And so I did what the Abraham Hicks lady said. I did that. And I ended up being able to meditate for like an hour on end. I would go to my meditations every week. And that, because my mind was always so busy, that was the one time I with neuroplasticity, that's what it is. I managed to switch my mind off. Now, I've been through some shit in the past 10 years, so it's back to blah, 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 blah. And I know I really should meditate again, but meditation is very good for you if you can handle it. But you sit there with your thoughts and all these things come up and it's just attacking you. That's where you realize your mind is not your friend. Do not sit there listening to her, because she really doesn't have your best interest at heart. She's a lizard and she's waiting for dinosaurs to chase her. And you can't listen to everything she says. Lipstick color, fine. Don't listen to everything she says.
One thing I do remember from my past that made sense, it was talking about, of course, there's a Christian kind of spiritual aspect of it, talking about the battlefield, like your mind is like a battlefield, or your mind is like a like air traffic. And one thing that really helped me to think about is like, you can't, because I used to feel guilty for thoughts that come in my mind, because if you like had to account for all the thoughts that just fleet in your head, I mean, yeah, you're driving along, you're like, oh, what would happen if I just, you know what I mean? Like, obviously you're not going to act on it, but just the thought used to make me feel like, oh, is that a demon? Is that me? Whatever. But then I realized that it helped me to think of it as air traffic controller, right? As like, you really can't necessarily control what thoughts kind of pop into your brain, but you can control what you let land, so then that has really helped me with like my my mind racing and my emotional reactions to things, because it's like, okay, I'm not going to dwell on that. Someone calling me a piece of shit, I'm not going to dwell on that, because if I do, I go into this whole spiral, and I start to internalize those mean things that people think or say about me, so I work on not letting it land.
Right. And who is it, that wise person that said, what you think about me is none of my business?
Yeah.
I don't even know who said that, but that's true.
Yeah.
Now, if you keep at it every day and you're hurting people, like literally causing harm, then okay, now come say it to my face. But
again, it's striking the balance, because I'm really trying to get to the point where, okay, if I feel like I need to defend myself, I can do that and then just let it go. And then, if it happens again, I feel like, okay, there are things I can let go, and there's other things I'm like, you know what, there is a time to stand up to bullying and harassment and things like that. So, and I guess, maybe I'm not doing it right. Other people would say I'm not doing it right. Just realize this. Okay, there we go. I'm dimming the light a little bit because I realize I'm all so like, maybe I've made mistakes, and maybe I shouldn't talk about certain things or whatever, but I realize that if someone says just ignore it, just be silent, sometimes that is not healthy for me. So it's striking a balance. Exactly. when to speak for your own self, to stick up for yourself, and then when to just say whatever, let it go.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I totally. And I've learned, at least now, to speak up for myself, since now I have metal in my throat.
Right.
We've got to, and I've got to stand up for my friends too. I'm sick and tired of everyone just ripping on my friends. You're all good friggin' people, and the stuff that's being said about all of you and me included is, well, none of it's true. It's just people's their own experiences. It's where they're coming from in life. It's their
And
own
you know what?
experience of
You
someone
have
that
done
they are
something.
attributing to us. We have nothing to do with any of their fifis, but they're attributing a feeling they had about someone at some point in an event in their life onto us. And it's got nothing to do with us at all in the least. It's not our story. It's someone else's story. And it's their own, they're putting their, I hate misemotion.
Right.
Sorry, I hate using Scientology words, but they are placing their emotions in the wrong, it's misplaced emotion. They're placing their anger in places where it doesn't belong. And they just have to figure out where that is, where those holes are that they should be putting those things, not in our hole. Stay out of my hole.
Right. Well, I'm really glad that you did that interview with Aaron, because it kind of reminded me of where you came from. And also, I didn't know, it was good to hear your whole story kind of told in chronological order and all that, because I had heard bits of your story, but I was like, oh my God, like Scientology had so much influence in your life, undue influence that you didn't even give it, and when you ever said, and I don't want to bring that up, make you cry again, but it was like that one thing about the happiness. I was like, you know what, Cheryl, she has just as much right to be in this community as anyone else, and you are such an asset to this community. And I was so glad that you came out strong, because I know you had been struggling with even staying amongst this, the space, in that space. So
I was ready to pull out by the first week in January. I was ready to just go and just delete everything and just pull it. I felt a wee bit of heaviness. I felt so tiny. I felt so beaten up, and for no reason, because it's not like they were coming at me as much as they were coming at you. But if what I was feeling from that little bit, I can only imagine what you were going through. And that was hurting. Just knowing that my friends were being hurt too, that was hurting me a lot, because I'm an empath.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, usually you and I are lumped together in the same sentences.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. No, where's my wings? I got my flying monkey wings. I should have put them on. Yeah, we're both the flying monkeys, aren't we? I'm a cute little monkey, though, aren't I?
Yes, you are a very cute little monkey. Well, I'm glad you stayed, and like I said, I'm glad you came out strong. I was like, this is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Like how Aaron kept me in line, because ADD, blah, blah, blah. But he no, let's go back to, and he kept me in line. Oh yeah, that's where we were. So that was good, and it was comfortable too. His chairs, he's got those funky
he's
chairs.
very easy to talk to. He does have a gift, I mean, he does. I yell at him sometimes because he does really stupid shit sometimes. We all do. I do some stupid shit too.
We tell him. He doesn't tell us anything. He's never, ever asked me or told me to do anything or say anything. Never. We are the ones telling him. That's the funny part.
He doesn't know we're live right now. He doesn't know I did a video last night. He doesn't know about that unless he happened to see it in his feed. It just, I'm definitely my own person. My husband can tell you that right now. He knows.
Definitely. Yeah.
He thinks it's really funny. Who the fudge decides who's entitled to be in the community, right?
Well, see, there are a couple of people who think they're in charge, and one of them hands out Oscars, and the other one just rips into people all day long. And we all deserve to be here. Anyone that's healing, people from the JW community, I've met a lot of people from JW community, actually, because it's very similar to Scientology, isn't it? But a lot of fundamentalist Christian people are here too, that were raised in it. We're all healing together. And that's the community I want to be in, really. I want to be with the people who, like I said, I hate toxic positivity. Don't give me that, because I won't accept it, and I will tell you stop. Right. But, if someone needs support, I want to be there for them. If I need a little bit of support, I've found so much support in everyone here. I can text you. There's so many people now that I can go to if I'm having a shitty day. That is so That's healing. Knowing that I have support, that's healing. That's what wants. That's what makes me want to stay here and keep this going. I know with Eric, every time we watch him and say stupid stuff on his channel, and I hear him laugh, I know he's healing. Anytime I see Aaron cry or laugh, I know he's healing. He's still healing. Anytime any of us. And that's where I want to be here. That's what it's doing for me. So I hope that that's what I can convey also to others. And I can, that's what I want to put out there. And the internet does the internet. So it's going to be a bit horrible and it's going to do its thing.
That's true. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, I love this, whole group, community, whatever you want to call it, because I do have a lot of in real life friends and stuff, but a lot of them have not come from that background of high control groups. So this is where I've kind of found my people as far as being able to understand where I've come from. And it is very dicey, the whole internet of it all. That's been a steep learning curve for me.
Right? Me too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it got so spicy out here. I thought you had to do 1,000 hours of makeup tutorials before anyone called you the C word, but apparently
no, I guess it just rolls off the tongue sometimes. Yeah, rolls off the keyboard. Right.
You can come online with no makeup and still get called it anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I think that, hopefully there'll be a bit of a correction with some of the extreme things that, I think things start going one direction and then all of a sudden it's like people are being doxxed and stuff. That's not okay. It's like, okay, come on, come back. That was probably the straw that broke him.
That's dangerous. That is dangerous. And we're here in Clearwater. One of those, that's dangerous. You don't just do that. That's not funny. It's very not right. I don't care what YouTube says, what the internet says. That is dangerous. That's not right. That's sick and twisted. Because now you're wishing harm on someone. Because there's people out there that will go and do something. We're in America. This is land of muesli, fruits and nuts, and people have guns here. It's not funny. So doxing people is actually very dangerous, and I wouldn't have been as nice. I would have had a report written because
you're right. It is very dangerous.
That's scary for people. That can be very scary doing that. It's stupid. And I'm going to use that word. There's many other words, British words that I want to say instead of that one, but I'm just going to use that word right now. That's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah. I was just thinking about, funny that Natalie was talking about the Zizian cult, because I've been looking at it too, because it popped up. There's this crazy guy, Zach, something, I forgot the last name, but so there's this crazy like unaliving, terrible, scary cult, and I've been looking into it, but I don't know enough about it to really do anything yet, but I'm going to look more into it. But how it got on my radar was some of the members were crossing the border. I live in Vermont, but it borders Canada. Right. And there was a border crossing officer that was unalived by, they believe it was 2 of their members. So it's absolutely insane. It's everywhere. It's they're traveling.
There's over 10,000 cults in America. Yeah. Most of them are in California, though, which figures. But, okay.
Well, there's plenty in Vermont. Trust me.
I know. What is it with Vermont? Right. Okay.
Oregon, Vermont, California, I think, are 3. And, of course, Florida.
Oh, of course. Of course. This is, we have the crown here. So are these the Zizians? Are they vegetarians or vegans?
I don't know. I've only read a few of the reports about them, but I want to look more into that Zach guy. But
convince you to unalive yourself.
I think it's a vegan. I think they're vegan.
Yeah, they're not going to get very far if they're just taking themselves out. How do you grow a community when everyone's just, I don't know how that's going to work out for them. Right.
Yeah.
Someone needs a
I don't
sausage.
think they consider themselves a religion, so they probably will get you know,
But they just
shut
popped
down.
up.
They'll probably get shut down eventually.
Right.
Unfortunately, Scientology, because they have the protection of being a religion, that's another added layer that we just can't.
That's the only problem. It's not even the tax, this or that. It's not that. It's none of that to me. To me, it's that First Amendment protection of being called a religion. It's not a effing religion. It's not. It's not a religion. It's not. But because it is categorized under the auspice of the First Amendment, it can get away with what it's getting away with. This is why the FBI, no one's doing anything about it. Vegan cult. See, this is what happens when you don't have the glory of cheese.
If I didn't have cheese in my life, I probably would be really
totally
mean
agree.
like that too.
I can live without sausage. I can live without meat. I can totally, but I cannot live without cheese. Absolutely. Nope. They're missing the culture. Get it? See what I did there? Of cheese. Yeah, no. I was vegetarian for many, many years. I grew up in Spain as a child. I was fed some things that they didn't tell me until after I got done what it was. And then after okay, so I used to eat snails. I knew they were snails though. And then this one time I went to we were at my mom's friend's house and it was dinner time. She goes, "Hey, do you want me to make you a beefsteak, a little beefsteak and fries?" And I'm like, "Yeah, please, that'll be nice." So she made me the steak and it tasted a bit different, but it was quite tasty. And at the end, she goes, "Oh, did you like your steak?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was 12 years old.
What was it? Oh no, what was it?
Horse.
No. In Spain, you said?
Immediately, yeah. Well, I used to go to the horse butchers to get leftover stuff for my dog. My dog used to eat leftover horse bits, and my dog was he was as big as a bull. So I went in the bathroom and I threw up. That was not funny. The grown-ups all thought it was hilarious. But to me, that traumatized me. So the minute I left home when I was 17 and I moved in by myself, I stopped eating all manner of meats. I didn't want anything. If it just had been moved near a cow, I wouldn't eat it. Didn't matter what it was. Yeah, I was vegetarian for the longest time because they did it to me. Yeah.
I'm bringing the Vegemite. Oh, yes. I got to try it. I haven't tried actual Australian Vegemite. I've had Marmite from the UK. And what do they have in New Zealand? I had some of that sent to me. Is that Marmite?
It's Vegemite. No, it's Vegemite.
Okay, it's a little different though.
It's basically Marmite, but it's like got ground up celery or something in it extra. Yeah. So it does have a bit of a different flavor, but it's kind of the same.
More tangy, but I haven't had the Australian kind. I guess it's different than the New Zealand kind.
It's great.
Let's try all three.
A teaspoon of that and some hot water. You got yourself a soup real quick.
It does. It tastes kind of like vegetable bouillon to me. A little bit.
Adam Carmona, Vegemite is made from real mites.
Look at that, Dave Steele.
That reminds me of the Addams Family, the bit from the where Wednesday goes out to the Girl Scouts and she goes, "A Girl Scout cookie's made from real Girl Scouts." Vegemite is made from real mites.
Where's this unusual here? Oh,
yeah, see, yeah. It's a delicacy I don't know in Spain if it probably still is, but they would feed horse meat to young babies, the elderly, and anyone who was sick because it has a lot of iron and it has a lot of something there. So
that's like pets here, like dogs, because that's like eating the dogs. Yeah, they're eating the cats.
When I would go to the butchers in Spain, all manner of things hanging from hooks, bits of this and oh god, yeah. This is why I turned vegetarian when I couldn't. I'm like, I can't think of any of these. I'm traumatized by all that dead meat.
What does this mean?
Flesh.
What does that mean?
I don't have a mug of OXO because it's hard to find OXO. I've
What
got
is that?
Biscuit. OXO is a bouillon cube, and it's a beef bouillon cube in England. And basically, same thing. If you didn't have Marmite in the house, you grabbed an OXO cube and you stuck it in some hot water, and there, it's nice and on a cold day, you got some soup. No, and you know what? I want an OXO mug too. I want an OXO mug. Spain was all Francos and beans, Adam. Adam,
Really?
what? I want to step inside your head. What is going on in there?
Alexis, did not get. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, some people are telling me they're not getting the notifications. I'm sorry.
Oh, you've got OXO.
What's Magi sauce? Is that Magi sauce?
Oh, Maggie sauce.
Maggie sauce? Maggie?
Marmite and Vegemite similar to the Maggie sauce, but kind of, well, yeah. I guess they're in gooey form. It's like Maggie. Well, Maggie is a bouillon cube too. It's the one we have in Spain a lot. Nor and Maggie. It's bouillon cube. Yeah, so Vegemite. Yeah, I guess it's bouillon cube, but just mushy. That's what Marmite and Vegemite is.
I'm so impatient. I don't use bouillon cubes anymore. They have this better than bouillon stuff that's just like you scoop it out.
That's what Vegemite looks like. The chicken one, that's exactly what Vegemite looks like.
It does. It does. I have all those little jars. Oh, Hef says Marilyn gets to visit the city. They're eating the cats and eating the dogs and the people that live there.
I know. I was going to say, take some pics while you're there. If you see any cats or dogs loose on the street, let us know.
I'm always threatening Rocky and Apollo to send them to go live with Hef.
That's so funny. Hef.
Behave, or I'm going to send you to Hef's where they're eating the dogs. Poor things. Aw.
I found Lurpak 3 days ago at the Mediterranean store. They have Lurpak butter, but I already get the Kerrygold. Lurpak butter tastes really freaking good, especially when you make cakes and stuff. Is it Danish? Lurpak is Danish butter, but we eat it in England. Anchor, Lurpak, or what's the other one? Here in America, I use the Kerrygold because that's like Anchor butter to me.
Yeah. I've had that. Is that the Irish butter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really smooth. I like that.
Like I just can eat it just by itself. It's so good.
I do have a whole bunch that are starred here. Let's see. Jojo says, I vote Marilyn takes a trip to Clearwater to hang out with the crew. Yes,
we're gonna do that.
Agree. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, we're gonna find you somewhere to stay and all that. But yeah, you gotta come down because I want to come up to the holler. I want to come to the holler.
Yeah, come to the holler anytime. You would love this room. This is the guest room. Ask Hef. It's really nice. You can stay here anytime you want.
That would be lovely.
Come see me. I'll pick you up. This is sweet. I love a girl is so sweet. Creativity and humor from the both of you uplift many of us. We love you guys. We treasure you too.
Thank you.
It's really sweet. It's very nice. Marcy says, this was from a little while ago. Marcy's saying my dad is not a Scientology, but he can be very mean. He's now been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marcy. That's tough.
Yeah, I know. My dad had the dementia, the Alzheimer's towards the end too, and that didn't get any better because when he would get angry, down in the middle of the story, scream and call me the C word in the middle of public.
Oh no.
Cashing out, he screamed it at me, and everyone's like, I just grabbed all the things and gently grabbed his arm, and he's doing this, like, get off me. I'm like, to the car. Let's go. Now. Let's go, buddy.
That's tough. You put up with a lot for him. You are a saint. You are.
He was,
I mean, that was really big of you.
Yeah.
You were a lot of bit of having this. He just didn't know it.
He did. Well, see, that's it too. It's like, Dad, do you know how much fun we could be having? So much fun. Because he had this comical side, he was a showman. So to him, he was always entertaining people. He was so entertaining. It's like, I'm like that too. I'm just like that too. We can be silly together. But he never wanted to join in with me. It was such a shame. My mom would. My mom and I, we laugh for hours, and she was mean as F. But, you know, we had that side of us in our dynamic where we would laugh our asses off. So I appreciate that in her, at least. That was nice. That's where my humor came from, my mom and her side of the family.
Now, was she okay? Your dad was Scottish, and your mom was
from London. She was born in London.
Okay, from London. Okay.
Yeah.
Sarasota, Jared. Oh my God, this guy! I did a whole stream on this after that guy that was it Alan Siders.
Yeah.
Hopefully the preacher doesn't show up this week. He claimed Cheryl was a witch, and I had a potty mouth, and Aaron was a fornicator. Well,
see, I knew
one of them, right?
Because he was saying nonsense. Like, I'm sorry, I've read the King James twice, back to front. And I'm Jewish, and nothing he ever mentioned was anything from the. You know, usually you're used to people repeating the John 3:19 or 3:16. Which one is it?
For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16.
Oh, you're good at that.
Wow.
Yeah, right. It was beaten into you pretty much.
And I know John 3:17 too.
Oh, you
God
do?
did not send His Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through Him may be saved.
That sounds a bit Scientology to me. I'm sorry. It really does. That sounds like the sun is the Sea Org. Oh, that sounds a bit. But I knew that if I were just to get to this guy, I wouldn't have to yell anything out at him. I would just have to act like I'm doing witchcraft.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And Eyes on the State's girlfriend, Cup, she was there, and
Eyes on the State. That's okay. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. Mm-hmm.
And we were, oh my God, the two of us together. She's like, "Hey, shall we start speaking in tongues and roll around on the floor?" I'm like, "I love you. Yes, let's do it." So we did. I started doing like Hermione spells and stuff on him. I'm like, "Your left testicle will hurt at midnight." Just stuff like that. And I'm like, "Just wait till you get home, buddy. You're gonna feel it." Well, the power of suggestion too. Right. So, but it was just so silly. So anyway, Dusty got really mad at him towards the end, and he really got in the guy's face. And that's where I'm like, okay, that's it. Now, if this guy comes in, we're picking another corner. I'm going.
I was like, to get Dusty mad, you got to do a lot. Oh my God.
Exactly. So to piss my brother off like that wasn't. Yeah. So no, we did like the corner we were at last week, which was the back of flag. Mm-hmm. We were in a different corner last week.
We had another interesting character, like drunk guy. Like, what is up with drunk guy?
Well, we're downtown next to the bus depot. And there are some characters around there, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Some of them we see all the time.
So you don't think they're being sent by Scientology. They're just kind of.
Well, we always wonder if they are, because that's something Scientology would do. So when anyone approaches us, my first thing is, oh, it's a plant. All right, deal with this, Yeah. Rein it in. Like, take it softly. Because you never know. That's what they do. They send crazy. Look what they've done in LA. We don't know if half of those people they send out to bug,
Oh, yeah. Although LA definitely has a lot of them,
Then ZDT sitting there doing videos about people, and apparently he's being paid through lawyers, through Scientology anyway. So
I believe it.
It's something they would do. So anytime anyone approaches, I always get very suspicious of them immediately. Well, Dusty just showed where he met us the first time last year. When he first met us, the first time ever, I was completely suspicious of him. I'm like, who's this tall white guy coming over here? Like, oh, who's this? Who are they sending to us? How am I going to deal with this? And then he was really nice and friendly. I'm like, okay, we'll see. But then I could see instantly, I felt, no, he's not a plant. This guy's,
no.
If he's a plant, then he's a really good one, because he's stuck out putting up with me for a whole year. So, and I don't think anyone could.
Alan, time to go. Getting ready to get to the airport. Oh my God. Yes, love you. Take care. Oh, awesome. I can't wait to see
Safe trip,
that.
Alan. Safe trip. Bon
Yes.
voyage. Yeah,
Godspeed.
that's
Oh,
brilliant.
new member. I think that is a new Cobb. Oh my God. Wait, you don't have members yet? Come on. I've been dying to become a member of your channel.
Yeah, no, I
Let's
haven't
do
done any
that.
of that because being called a grifter is something I did. I wanted people to see, look, I'm doing this because I really am doing this. Well, for me,
Yeah.
really, it's kind of a bit of a narcissistic project, really, because this is my entire life, a part of my life I'm putting out there. But I mean,
I would love to
I
join your
just don't
channel
know how to do
though.
it, Marilyn. I've got there's things going on in the background. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying hard, so lucky I can even turn this
If
damn
and
thing
when
on.
you do, I want to be your first member.
Mischief Manager's trying to get me to figure out my wish list on Amazon, and even that I'm screwed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
All
trying,
right.
Mischief. I'll get there. I'll get
I'm
there
gonna
this
work
week. I
on that
promise. Hey, Freddie. I know, right? Ace and to hell with them. Yeah, I know. Well, see, that's it.
Yeah.
I was kind of saying, oh, I don't like people saying it's so not. You know what? I don't care because they don't pay my bills.
Right. And
And
you
I
know,
don't
it's
have
fun.
to watch
I can
them or do.
let me tell you that right now. You're not gonna get rich, but it would be nice to be able to pay for my StreamYard. And that's what I thought in the beginning. I was like,
Well, I
yeah.
do pay it for the StreamYard. That's not
Yeah.
cheap. I pay for my
Yeah.
YouTube Premium. I pay for memberships and just other stuff, right? So all the stuff we have to buy for it, little lamps and this and that and the other, and all this stuff costs money. And I'm not a rich lady,
Right. So
but
and
yeah,
if
I'll try and
people want
figure it
to,
out.
yeah. Yeah,
I will.
see? 20 they want to be we want to be members.
Oh, then you can all be my own little body thetans.
Yeah, being called a grifter by a grifter is exactly.
That's just it. The people that sit there all day long stimming and crying on
They want more
YouTube.
for themselves.
I need boxes of money. Oh no, now I've done that. I got myself in trouble. I need you to pay for it. I can't do that. If that's what I have to do to be monetized, I'm not doing any of that.
Right.
I just don't.
Oh yes, we got to get Duncan to show us his pictures from Alaska.
Yes.
Definitely.
Because Alaska, even though it's very white and icy, is beautiful. I know friends that used to live there, friends that have gone there on cruises, and every picture I've seen is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's not calling me. It's not somewhere.
You got some pictures of the aurora too. So pretty.
Really?
Yeah, he's got to see it a few times. It wasn't as spectacular as some other times, but he'd never seen it. And I'd never seen it. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, says, I hope you get paid for your hard work. No one works for free. See?
And this is work. It is. It's hard work.
You don't have to tell me that.
Making the signs.
That's old Spanish.
Yes, in pesetas.
Pesetas. Okay.
50,000 pesetas.
I think there is something with the back office in YouTube where you can in the studio where you select your currency.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's in there, but yeah.
Well, no, because now Spain they're with the euro. They got rid of their pesetas. Didn't they? Yeah, they're all euro now. Every time I look for apartments in Spain, it's all euro, and I'm like, I don't know how much that is. So
you're looking for apartments in Spain?
Well, because I miss Spain. I just would love to live in Spain, and I look up for apartments around the place the neighborhood where we used to live, and I can't tell how much they are. They just look expensive, very fancy now. Not all the old tile and old. Very gray ways of living, very drab, because we were under a dictatorship, but
right,
very colorful, very modern. Spain is so bright and beautiful and colorful. And,
oh yeah,
I miss it. I miss it.
We knew remember his name was Terry. He was an ambassador to Afghanistan back in the late 90s. And this was before 9/11 and all that. And he came back. Duncan used to take care of his house, he was gone. And he came back with the most beautiful ornate silk scarves, and we have these 2 ornaments that we put on our Christmas tree every year. There are these beautiful camels with sequins and all kinds of brocade, and oh my God. And a lot of these people were living in complete poverty, but they're just dressed like in this gorgeous, ornate, draped, cloaks. And so I'm like, oh my God, they're so pretty. I couldn't believe it. But they're like literally living in villages in poverty.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so much.
We used to drive around. You go through villages and you stop somewhere to have a little drink or something to eat real quick, a little cafetito and some tapas or something. And that's what being creative. I saw that in the Spanish people, like going to this old guy that made baskets. He took me into his little warehouse where he made baskets, and he had all the reeds. He would cut the reeds and wet them and pull them and do all these things. And he had all these reeds. So just seeing it and to watch him sitting there making a basket and all these different baskets and all these different grasses and things that he made, I'm like, damn, that's artisanal. That's creativity. Wow, look at this man making things that we can actually use. And he made chairs, because a lot of chairs in Spain are made from wicker, are made from jute. In the little old villages, lots of the little chairs I'm thinking of. I can't think of the word in English, though, what they're made of, but it's made out of a plant. The Spanish people are so creative. And as soon as Franco died, it was very drib and drab because he didn't let us enjoy life at all. All of a sudden, Spain just broke into this. Everyone was gay all of a sudden, and everything was just very colorful and very, all the fashion, everything got very colorful. And there was always lots of music, fireworks and stuff like that, but it just got even louder. It was, Spain is beautiful. Everyone goes to Italy. Don't go to Italy. Go to Spain. There's so much to Spain. It's such a bit, the food, the people, there's fiestas everywhere. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love that. Beautiful there. Yeah.
Do they nap too? I like naps.
Well, we did take a long break in the middle of the day. I don't know if they do anymore, but like school would be from 9 a.m. to noon.
Really?
And then you go home until 3 or 4. You go back to school at 3 or 4 in the, because you have to go home for lunch because eating, you got to eat. So you got to eat and then maybe take a little rest. And then you go back to school between 4 and 6. We would go back to school. So we were kind of in school all day, but got to take a break.
Okay,
to eat. Like and then after that, you get home and you have merienda, which is a snack. And then later on at 9 or 10, you have your dinner. You're just constantly eating all day in Spain, and school was in between.
There we go. I like that. I'm just looking at some of the comments. These are older ones, but I'll pull some of them up. Arkansas Flamingo, Farrell Cheryl, you are truly a large bit of happiness and havingness.
Thank you.
For all of us. Love you so very much.
I love you, Arkansas Flamingo.
I know. She's a sweetheart. I think it's she.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Stay the dynamic duo is back together. Yes, we got to do this more often. Hello to suppressive superior beings. I love that. I saw Susie Oberholtz in here. I have a comment from her. Where'd it go?
I know. I'm so glad test thing came up.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad.
Here she is. Can you imagine the Rantville Live this live will create? Well, I think we've been pretty good. I think we've been pretty kind, but nothing like making things up and projection. There's a lot of comments about projection in here. It's all projection. Misplaced
emotion. That's all it is. It's just her own pain. It's none of us. Even she's using someone's name or other, but none of that has to do with any of it. None of it. And she hasn't even realized it. This is all her, and she's showing this in real time on YouTube. Like, honey, I feel bad for, as much as I'm annoyed and hurt by it.
Yeah.
I have this other side where, girl, I know where you're at right now. And that's not, that's going to feel so horrible within yourself, feeling that way about something or someone that I really just want to hug the shit out of her. And then, like once, maybe we'll leave the lungs where they are. But like it deeply saddens me. And then there's anger and hurt because what did I do to you?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're
What did
very
Marilyn
empathic.
do to you? What did Natalie do to you?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like Aaron. Okay. I understand you can have I understand when someone has beef with someone. Absolutely. Come out and say your piece. And you know, if you feel you need to, say what you have. But to sustain that much hate and anger is so friggin' unhealthy. If my spine broke by itself just from anger and sadness, I can't imagine what her spine's going to be like in a couple of years. But yeah,
well, it definitely does take I was just looking corner of my eye about things like, shingles, like things that are stress induced. The body keeps the score, right? And yeah, I manifest things definitely like whenever I get stressed, the inflammation is so bad, especially in my legs. I feel like there's sand in my legs instead of
I feel like I'm walking on the bottom of the ocean. I'm trying to run. Someone's chasing me, and I have all that anxiety. I can't run, and I'm actually pulling 5 whales on a piece of floss. That's what it feels like.
Yep, baggage.
The weight of my body feels so heavy, and it hurt. Everything hurt, and then it lights up. The pain is like Christmas lights inside of me. I'll feel pain here, pain here, pain here, pain here. It's just, it does this throbby thing up and down, and then my legs start. Oh, it's cramping. Yeah, it's.
Yep.
So stress. I try and stay away from stress as much as I can.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I've been very angry this past Christmas, very upset. This past Christmas has been very, very, very hard. It wasn't fun. First of all, I was, real life's happening out here. I'm still grieving for my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm going through the first Christmas without him. Yeah. And I've got someone just being shitty to me. Like, what part of, are you here for healing or are you just here to shit on people? Because have some toilet paper, would you? Wipe your mouth because enough. Yeah. You're hurting people. So you don't like it when people do streams about you and hurt your fifis, but it's okay for you to sit there and do that to us? No, it's not. And if you have any respect for yourself, you'll stop doing it. Because you're just looking. It's just all projection. It's just her world falls out of her mouth. And all you hear is the pain and angst that's deep within her. Has nothing to do with you or me or Erin. Has nothing to do with any of us. Because then she'll shit all over Erin, but she's friends with DOA. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What? So it's all projection. That's all I see. And like I said, as much as I friggin' despise what she's doing and angers me, come say it to my face. I just want to hug her and tell her it's going to be okay. There's a way to make this feel, because I know for me, I feel better now. I feel better. I've grown a whole lot, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Preach. That's right. Yeah.
Because if the old Cheryl was still here, I'd probably be on a plane on my way to Portland right about now. But we don't want that. No. So I prefer the healed Cheryl that sits back and thinks about things and makes discernment of who's who and what's what.
Yeah.
And I understand not everyone has the same experiences with people that I do, but don't diminish other people's experiences either. Have some respect for other people's divinity. Have respect for other people's beingness and havingness. Just as much as you want that from everyone, so do we. We're all the same as you.
Right. And autonomy.
So you get what you give.
Yeah.
And you get what you give.
Mm-hmm. Anna Christie says, let's see. Natalie just put out a fabulous video about how cults act to each other and how to break the cycle when they come out. Everybody should watch it. It was really well done. Okay. Yeah. As soon as we get done here, I'll definitely watch that.
I need to go watch that when we're done. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Because it's not, being in a group like that really trains you a certain way, and you have to actively, nothing outside of you is going to heal you. You are the only one that can heal you. So you can go to a doctor and they can give you advice and suggestions and tell you this, that, and the other, but it's up to you to take that home and actually work on it. And it's work. Just because someone says something to you and you go, oh, I had a cognition. No, that's not how shit works. You have to actively do the work. And that's where sitting in therapy, telling people to go to therapy isn't helping anyone. Number one, it's massively unobtainable in America. Most people don't have friggin' insurance. And even if you do, can you afford $350 an hour every week? No, not everyone can. It's not cheap, even on a sliding scale. I don't even care what sliding scale is nonsense to me. Going to therapy here is very expensive. So if you can afford to, if you can get it, have at it. But that's not where the work is done. You go to therapy and shit comes up. It's only an hour. The rest of your life is where you see where your healing is when things happen, events, coming across people, arguments, friendships. That's where you see that you have healed.
Yeah.
The work comes afterwards. It's not during therapy. So stop telling everyone to go to therapy, because not everyone can. Sometimes healing. I went to therapy solid for 2 years. You know what helped me more was actually me. The little bit of therapy helped me. And I did a weekend at the Landmark, the Forum. I joined a cult, and that really did help me. I did get some wins from that. But it was actually just taking care of myself. It was taking care of myself. It's self-care. That's what it is. When you're kind to yourself, that's when you're healing. I couldn't be kind. I hated myself. I hated myself for years. And it's realizing I'm okay with myself. I don't have to love myself to death, but I'm okay.
I found that too. It's like therapy was not a magic pill for me. It gave me some tools, and it was up to me to apply it to my my everyday life, and it saved I think it's really saved my marriage and my family, because I was able to manage, the emotion and the trauma and all the things that would just feel so overwhelming, and actually be able to stand back. And, I did got things like guided imagery and things like that. And I was like, wow, this makes so much sense. But I was afraid, this is something Duncan always talks about, which is so true, is there's two major, whether you call it emotions or all pervasive energies or whatever, in this whole universe of it all, love and fear. And fear begets hate. And I realize that I am sometimes afraid to love because I'm so afraid to get hurt. And then that begets a prejudice and a hatred towards people.
And a resentment.
Exactly. So sometimes I've been afraid, and I'm seeing it in other people that we're referring to now, is afraid to let something go, because what do you replace it with? A vulnerability is one of the scariest things that you can possibly embrace, is vulnerability.
Yes, absolutely. And that's where the healing is. It's in that vulnerable spot, when you're vulnerable with yourself, not just with other people. It doesn't come easy, because when you've just been a certain way the whole time, you don't know any different. You just don't. You don't know how to step out of that and look at things and go, oh, maybe I should tweak this a little. You know what I mean? You don't have the wherewithal to do that. And going through therapy, then it gave me the tools to go, wait a minute, okay, I need to stand back and look at the whole picture of myself. Yep. And it's in that vulnerable spot. Yep. That's where the healing is.
I love this comment from This I Know. A therapist is only as good as the work you're willing to do on yourself. So if someone isn't ready to get real with themselves, it doesn't matter who they're paying. 100%. That's mic drop right there. Yep.
Nothing outside of you is going to heal you. You're the only one that can heal you. You can hear things from people. You can go to people that advise you and give you whatever. But really, you're the only one that can take that stuff internally and go, yes, I'm going to apply this to my soul, my beingness, my life, my whatever. You're the only one that can heal yourself. It's not. And people screaming in the chat, that's not healing. That's not healing. That's not healing. No.
Duncan says, "It's my hubby." For anybody that doesn't know, Freeze an Eagle. Like they say, before you heal somebody, ask if they're willing to stop the thing that made them sick, if it's in their control. Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's very easy for us to fall back into old habits, and old habits they're not just smoking and drinking or, coffee, even it's also anger. We become attached to being angry. We're real good at being angry. I was great at being angry, real good at being, I could still really be angry if I want to. And I could sit in the anger for days, or resentment for someone.
Self-pity. Self-pity, entitlement. Yeah.
Oh, and who am I hurting? Just me, because the other person didn't have a frigging clue. I'm sitting here stewing in all this hatred, and it was just hurting myself because they don't know unless I scream at them, and I'm not about to do that.
No, it's not healthy. That's why I'm trying to be like, say what I mean what I say, be deliberate in my words and actions. Sometimes hard to do, and I'm not perfect at it. Sometimes I do fly off the handle. But something that I've been kind of looking into, I want to do a stream about is, and again, applying this to myself, is seeing that people that I think are still healing from trauma are also having to kind of grow up. Like, there's this stream this video I saw about immaturity. This girl, Dr. Anna, she's like in her 20s. She's so young, but she's so mature for her age, right? And she's has a doctorate in psychology, and she just does these like different concepts. Like I did a stream about gaslighting, what it is and what it isn't, when I used her video as a springboard. And there's one about immaturity, and she talks about age appropriate behaviors and stuff. But many of us who went through trauma were stunted. We didn't have the guidance and the security and the home life that would foster that kind of growth. So like here I am, as an adult. I was a 36-year-old woman when I left the cult. I felt like I was a baby in so many ways, and I'm still learning how the world works. So I'm not pointing at people and saying, "Oh, look how immature everybody is," these ex-Scientologists. I'm preaching at myself too, but I do see a lot of immature behaviors in this community.
When another person isn't doing what you want them to do, what you think they should be doing, what you shouldn't react to that, because that's what a child does. Yeah. That's a childish reaction. That's a childish emotion. An adult would probably sit and maybe communicate, have a conversation with them about why they right. So that's all I see is just a lot of her a lot of the love that she didn't get as a child. And I'm not saying her mom was a bad person or anything. I'm not that, but I just know growing up in Scientology, you're neglected. So your needs, and you don't get love from anyone. There's no hugs. There's no love in there. Mm-hmm. So that's, to me, what I'm seeing is just this a void that's needed to be filled, and it's just coming out.
Right. And that void, sometimes you can't really put your finger on it. It's like you think you need one thing, but really, no, you don't. It's really this. So having to do the work and realize, that you're not always right.
No one can be right all the time. Right and wrong are human concepts, are things that we've come up to. The world doesn't give a crap about right or wrong. The universe doesn't understand right or wrong. Only us humans do. So, and it just depends upon your experiences and where you come from, what is right or wrong for you.
This is a good one. We talk about this all the time. This, my hubby really helps me with a lot of this stuff. He's really into the near-death experiences. I'm not so much, but there's a lot of things that he talks about that make a lot of sense. So I try to, really listen and live by it. Another bit of advice from NDE world is to look for your patterns, things that keep popping up. I think if someone caught in a roundabout and need to find an exit, they go round and round. You're learning the same. So and I find that too. It's like, if I don't learn my lesson the first time or the third time or the 36th time, it's going to keep coming around. And that's something we talk about our kids too, because now they're on their own and they're trying to, make it in the world, and, things like finances and having the fun work, balance, the play and work balance. They're learning all that. And it's like, if you don't learn your lesson, it's going to come around and come around. And sometimes in the form of different people each time too.
Right.
You
And
know?
like Duncan saying, like, we get stuck in a pattern, right? You get stuck and you don't know any different. You don't know how to get out of it. And where therapy wins is where you realize, where you can actually look at that within yourself. That is where the growth comes from. But you get stuck in those patterns, like you get stuck on a roundabout and you can never get off. Yeah, I've been there.
Lisa says there are so many people who didn't get love as a child and got abused, whether it was in a cult or not. Absolutely. Not everyone decides to attack people who are as hurt as them and try to destroy them. I don't know. It's like I think that's a Scientology.
The destroy thing is all
takes that
Scientology.
to the extreme. Yeah, that whole, like, there's one thing to be mad at somebody, but just literally try to actively destroy someone. That's rough. And anyone in their vicinity, anyone that is even associated with them, like, are we PTS or what? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Destroy someone, like, what movie are we living in? What is this? Destroy. That's a MU. And then she keeps coming out. You all have an MU on abuse or an MU on narcissism. An MU, girl, I'm not in Scientology. I don't need to look up fucking words. I've got 10 dictionaries. My dad left me 10 dictionaries behind. Trust me. No, we don't need to be looking up words. You need to be looking up words like kindness, compassion, and shut up. Those are the words you could probably.
And the word destroy, I mean, some of these words these concepts are so strong. Like, I would have to, oh my God, like, to behave like that, I would have to be on the edge of unaliving someone or myself. Seriously. I just
your neighbor messes with you and you're like, now I have to destroy her. Like, who thinks like that? That is black or white thinking. That's very unhealthy. It's very cultish. It's extremely unhealthy. Like, why do you want to destroy anyone? Do you realize the karma that brings back on you? Why would you want to put that energy out there?
And that would be like attributed to a demon. Like, you have a demon. You want to destroy people? You have a demon. That would be,
Get thee behind me, demon. Exactly. That's what my friend used to yell out to me. Tell the demons to get behind you. And I'm like, what? Get thee behind me, demon. I'm like, I have to say that? All right, I'll try. I tried it. Body thing is still here.
Yeah, it was from the Bible. And also plead the blood of Jesus Christ on your soul. Yeah. Ugh. It was all about blood. Yeah.
See, I always thought that was so barbaric when I was a kid. When we went to church, I'm like, that's horrible. Why have they got a man up there bleeding? Like, I really thought that was gross. Well, first of all, put a shirt on him. Why is he naked?
Yeah.
I didn't like the whole thing. Like, didn't he do the bread and the fishes? That's a nice story. Why don't they have him up there giving bread and fishes? Why is he bleeding? Well, of course, I didn't understand the whole sacrifice thing. You know.
But when you're really little, it's like you become desensitized, because if not, you just completely, like, I was in the state of terror all the time, because not only is our savior being killed right there, and you're pleading the blood, and then you're drinking the blood, and you're eating the body, the flesh, right, as a little kid. And then you're worried about the rapture, like you're in the grocery store and you lose track of your family and you think you're gonna get your head chopped off, and then you're afraid you're gonna die. Like, if I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. You're never good enough, so you're gonna go to hell if you die. It's like, it's just a constant state of fear and trepidation and not being good enough. Not being good enough. You know?
I didn't like Christianity at all as a kid, and then as an adult, learning that my family's Jewish, I really got into so I became, I really leaned in on the Jewish side, because it was a little kinder. It wasn't as barbaric as this other one. I'd already been fed horse meat. I don't want to eat human. Like, you get blood, and no. Yeah. But then also, because I was Christian Methodist and all my cousins in Spain were all Catholic, at the age of 9, they all got to take their communion. So we were all in church, and I just wanted to walk up front to see my cousins. They were all sitting behind the priest. They were all sitting there in their pretty white dresses that I wasn't allowed to wear because I was a Methodist. And they had their pretty little abalone little Bible thing, and their rosaries and their veils and their cross, and their mom had bought them some gold earrings and a thing to match. And I got none of that. Everyone else did. So I'm like, oh, I'll just go up front and have a better look at my cousins. So as I walk up, he starts handing out the host. So I'm one of the first ones. I just popped it in my mouth, did what everyone else does. Immediately, I got yanked and dragged out of church in front of everyone, screaming at me that I had the devil in me and I shouldn't have done that. I'm 9 years old. I didn't like Christians. I'm like, these people are bugging me. I spent, while everyone was celebrating the big banquet and feast of 3 of my cousins having their communion, I was laying in bed puking my guts up just from anxiety.
Yeah.
It was the worst day of my life. So the Christians, I didn't like how they treated me. It was just
for the record, they're not all like that. I mean, I've been to some very, mellow churches. Like
Catholics.
Duncan grew up in a very it was Methodist, but it was like very I don't know, average vanilla, as Susie calls her church. It was vanilla.
Well, the Methodist side of my family, the English side that were Methodist, they were just mellow. They had their own thing, and they didn't ever shove it in your face.
All that seriously.
And this is what they were like over there. And it's like, oh my God.
Last time I was in a Catholic church, well, it was an outside. It was at what they call it, a priory, which there were like monks there, but
yeah.
And it was like way up in Vermont somewhere. And it was this beautiful countryside. We went and they did communion. I was like, well, I can't really do communion because I'm not Catholic. They're like, yeah, you can do it. I'm like, I can. I thought I was going to burst them into flames. So I was like, okay, this is maybe 10 years ago or something. They had real wine, like alcohol, not grape juice.
Yeah. That's what we got as kids. They didn't give you don't get bloody apple juice or anything over there. All the kids on a Sunday, once they'd had their communion every Sunday, they get to drink wine. We were always messed up. I used to go to school in the afternoon buzzed because over there we drink beer and 7-Up or wine and 7-Up, like a quick mini sangria. That's what we had at lunchtime with our lunch.
You had a sangria for communion?
Yes. This is why I don't need to drink. I've been drinking my whole damn life since I was a kid. We used to drink all the time. My Scientology side of the family, right before we went to dinner, because they were very fancy. See, we always went and had aperitifs and cocktails and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Right. We used to dress for dinner.
The water isn't always clean, right? So they have to drink a lot of wine. Right. To make up for the fact the water is not necessarily clean.
Well, you may as well drink the booze, because it's safer for you. So they would make us the grown-ups all had an aperitif before dinner drink, and us kids would get white vermouth and 7-Up. So all sides of my family, I was just buzzed all the time as a kid. Damn. So I don't like to drink anymore.
Yeah, really, you need for it when you're young.
Feral 70s.
Analytical. I love AB. Hey there, honey. She's from my kind of same culty background.
Oh, right. Yeah.
AB. If someone's intention is to help, that should look like love and light. Yeah, absolutely. Never chaos and upset. Maybe it's the SPED teacher. Yeah, she's a special needs teacher in me. But if you want to be heard, meeting someone with patience is crucial. Yeah.
That's it. It's being patient. It's the calmness, which is really hard because trauma just causes anger and upset inside of you. And it's constantly in there. And that's where you're coming from at all times. So it's being able to calm that down, and it's being able to come at someone from where they're at too. Do you know what I mean? Am I saying that right? Coming to them from the same place they're at,
meeting them, right? You're meeting them where they're at, right?
Thank you. That's it.
Yeah.
It's hard, but
yeah. I don't mean to make fun of it. It was just because I was traumatized as a kid, actually thinking I was drinking blood, when you're little, you take everything so literally, but Anna's right. It's supposed to be, and I'm not making fun of Christianity. I'm just saying we took it to the extreme or where I was at, but yeah, it's just representative. It's like a, Jesus said, do this in remembrance of me. So it's more of a, symbolic. So you're right. Eating the blood and the body,
right.
Yeah,
I grew up in Spain, and Roman Catholics over there, saying things in Spanish can be very harsh, can be very
right.
Saying things in Spanish, there's a different emotion with Spanish language. So it just sounded very scary.
It is exaggerated, but I apologize. I don't mean to offend
No, I
anybody.
didn't mean to upset anyone. No, not at all. I would never disrespect anyone's beliefs like that. Not at all. But I had already they messed with me. I'd been fed testicles and horse meat by the time I'm 12, and they thought that was funny. So anytime they're telling me there's something in this cup or plate, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll just sit over here. Thank you.
We got a question from Buttercup 49. Cheryl, after DSR therapy, are there specific things that are recommended until your nervous system adjusts to the DSR? No? What do they say?
No one. They just keep an eye on you for 20 minutes to make sure you don't pass out or anything funny happen to you, and then they let you go home. So for me, because I'm not getting the dual sympathetic reset, I'm just getting the SGB. I'm just getting one shot in the right side. Dual sympathetic reset is doing them on both.
Oh, okay.
And that's the specific stuff that Stella does. You go in one day, you get one here. You go in another day and you get one here. I'm just getting the ones for pain. It's the same damn thing. So really? I'm only getting it on the right side. I go for, it's just 3 shots, 1 a week for 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. They put them in the right side there. And they send me home with a little sheet. Well, if you feel dizzy, call us. If anything swells up, let us know. But nothing happens like that because it's just a little bit of lidocaine in there. The only thing I feel is I'm tired because they give you something to make you, the twilight. They put you in a bit of a twilight. You're not knocked out, but you're a bit. So I'm tired, and for some reason, I can feel it affects my vagus nerve immediately.
Really?
Because my body, I feel like I need to start taking deep breaths. I have to, and all 3 shots, they did it to me the first time, and the shots did it to me again. Now, not as strong the second set of shots I got this last time. It wasn't as profound, as profuse as the first time. Mm-hmm. I had to keep taking these big, deep breaths, and I could feel this cooling feeling in here. That's my vagus nerve. I was feeling it. So this time I could feel it, and I just felt like I needed to take deep breaths, which is very calming.
Yeah.
And that's about it. They didn't tell me what to expect. They didn't tell me, because I'm getting them for pain. I'm getting them for chronic pain. And it does help the pain a little. They do. I got to say they do.
Really?
Yes, it does change the pain, sis. It really does.
Maybe I should look into it. I'm just kind of waiting for everybody else to tell me how it works. I don't know. I'm always late to the party. I'm very skeptical about stuff because I tend to be super sensitive to anything.
See, so. I am so, oh my God, I'm so sensitive. If I'm dehydrated, my whole body goes to shit. Just dehydration. Mm-hmm. So no, I'll be the guinea pig. Absolutely, Marilyn. No problem there. Because they're working for me. They've taken away the panic.
Really?
They've taken away the panic, and that's taken away the intrusive thoughts. Now, they did start wearing off after 6 months, and with a little bit of added stress, I did have some thoughts, but they weren't like they ever used to be before. So it did switch. It did flick a switch for me somewhere. Now, I still have trauma, and I still have whatever I have going on inside of me, right? And that's what I need to work on, but it's given me space to see what I need to work on. Where before I was always in a panic. I was always worried about everything and forgetting things and worried about things. And it's taken that away. It takes that panic away. And that kicks in with the weird intrusive thoughts, things and pictures in my head. Like, why am I thinking that right? Stop, please stop. It's taken that away. So, I really like these shots. And I've got, in 4 months' time, an appointment to go back and just check and see if I need another set. So I'm just going to keep going and getting them if I can, because I feel each one has compounded the last one.
It's a little
adding.
better each time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm still a mess inside. I could go off right now. I could lose my ship entirely, but I'm not there at all. And I think it's helped me look at what's going on here, with that too.
Right.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's good. And you're able to, bounce back, because someone was saying, I saw a comment, I can't find it now, but about just so glad that you're still here, that you bounce back, you're very strong, and just so glad you're here.
It's nice to hear. You're gonna make me cry again.
Oh, honey. Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's been rough, but okay, you're gonna make me cry. Stop.
No, sorry. All right. Well, I'm just glad you're here. I read a couple more comments, and then maybe we can wind down. I could do this all day. I could talk to you all day.
Oh my God, 2 hours?
Yes, I was going to say we're at 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I want to just read one more comment here. Children of trauma, hey, buckled up, Buttercup. I haven't seen you in a while. Children of trauma and neglect learn to disassociate from their emotions. Sometimes therapy can trigger a return of real emotions, which can lead to sadness, depression, and anger. And that's a good point. And that's actually a point you made. I was listening to our last stream back in October, and we're talking about how sometimes therapy can bring up those emotions and things and almost make it look like therapy is not helping or things are bad, but it's just like something kind of surfacing for you to deal with, and then you got to do the work, right?
Well, that's it. Then it's up to you to heal that portion of yourself, whatever it be. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, going to therapy isn't the pill to fix everything. It's what you do afterwards.
Well, I personally feel like this has been so therapeutic. We've gone all over the place and talked about so many different things. I feel it's like a little bit of talk therapy going on. But I always feel very, very refreshed after talking to you. I love you so much.
Me too, Marilyn. Thank you. That was really good for me too. I kind of needed it. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you everybody for being here. Let's do this again. Let's make this a regular thing.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Well, have a great day. We will talk to you soon.
Have a cup-free day.
For the outro. I almost put the intro on again. There it is. Bye, everybody. Xenu, Marlene, everybody partake. Cheers. This is good coffee. This is why, my hubby makes the coffee.